So you've been out, you had Politicin come out.
Politicin, the EP is available on all digital platforms right now. It was like my reintroduction into the game, 2018 early. I had been on a hiatus. Pretty much to describe the purpose behind the hiatus, I have two 10-year-old sons, they're not twins, and a 12-year-old son. So you kind of imagine what I've been filling up my time with in that time, building a foundation, trying to steer away from being so much of a spotted loc in front of them. I had kind of got conflicted with who I was, to be honest, because now I've gave birth to these man seeds and my life is now an example. I have to live in a fashion to teach them things that I can't tell them. I can't tell them, do as I say and not as I do. So I know the beginning lessons and some of the most important lessons that they were gonna learn from me is what they saw. So I know they had to see 100% man minus the gangster shit. And, you know, occupationally wise, I just felt like it was time to get back to my job. And I am the loc, you feel me? That's why I went to tell you about back on my first records, I was just Spider.
Yeah.
Somehow, once I got the G Unit and the homies from New York overhearing me refer to myself as the loc, maybe heard me even say Spider Loc, because even if my name was Dopey, I'm Dopey Loc, because I'm a loc. I just looked up and them niggas put the loc on the end of my name. I didn't really realize it had happened. Me, from just my personal mind frame, projecting from a child, I always knew that loc was not marketable to the point where I ain't never, if you go even to my music, prior to G-Unit days, you find very few gangbang references.
Yeah.
What happened was I showed up to a video shoot one day and I was kind of C'd up. I had the Royal Rag, and 50 Cent made the comment like, that's it. He was like, that's the way they need to see you every time. He was like, that's what separates you from us. That give you a lane. So I kind of like fell into my wide receiver bag because he wanted to pay me to play wide receiver, although I was just as capable of being quarterback, safety, and defensive end. Yeah. I'm not gonna come here and say I gotta play all positions. When I got to a situation where it was teamwork, group, and we was trying to see what makes you applicable, you know, Belichick say, hey, I want you to throw the ball. I'm gonna throw the ball, my nigga.
Yeah.
I can catch it too, but I just decided that it was okay for me to fall into that G-Unit, gangster. I'll be the Crip, and that's what it was. But, you know, what actually defines me as an individual is so far beyond just the Cripping that I'm just excited about the opportunity to, you know, put some of that on display.
Wow. Well, I tell you, Politicin, man, there's very few albums where I like more than 4 or 5 songs. Every song.
It's so humbling to hear you say that because
there,
in my general circle, I did not name it this, but shockingly, it's like we call it the no skipper. And even like my general fans and my wake and bake, the core audience. Yep. Like it's like without saying, you know, you might tell me another project, I like all those songs, but it's like a common way to describe that one is like the no skipper, like every song. Yeah. Shout out G5. Did a heavy bulk of the production. It's the young homie. I got to give it up for Chill from CMW. He did some production on there. I don't want to forget nobody because it wasn't many. Who else we slumped the beat from on there? Shout out Dash Dillinger. Shout out Fig Newton for being on that thing. Shout out P Smurf. Not P Smurf. Shout out P Smurf, but Pipe Snipe. They all on there. It's a pretty. I'm proud of Politicin because it's not my typical beat selection. Shout out Slim 400 and Compton AD, goddamn, and the Outlaws. They on that thing. Silent J did some production on that thing too. And the beats, they were more of a contemporary sound that I knew was a contemporary sound. So when I started collecting tracks to record on, all the tracks I got were not in that sound. So I just kind of like took those to the side and said, I'm gonna do these first and do a project that sounds like this. Yeah. So we knocked that out. And we have tons of more records coming. They're not necessarily in that pocket, but I'm glad we got off with the Politicin first. It's been successful. I like the way it's being received. We got a video for almost, shout out to homie Tifo, because We Poppin' is the last video we shot, and that's gonna be dropping real soon. Shout out K9 to Boston C-Head, because we activists on Politicin and they on that record. Really enjoyed that.